And I remember statistically that Vega they do like this map. So with Vega, so this is going to be really interesting. It might be a hard drop here to try to stop Vega from collecting more points.
Yeah, pick up as well if needed. But yeah, very intriguing to see Zanshin go for that tactic to close out on the night. Lovely circle as well, just around George Paul, and perfectly to close the night out. As, of course, when you do steal these vehicles, you're going to get away. And Zanshin have been able to get away scot-free.
And but like what you say, right, taking away those vehicles, just being a nuisance, well, might not be the biggest impact, but if you can do some of those small things that could probably compound to something bigger later on, then it will be worthwhile. Of course, it will be
playing path that we had this game, and it just so happened to be both of those two going towards Severny. And because obviously Zanshin probably don't want to fight, they just get the vehicles and get out of there. So there is a world in which that was really all it was. As we have a look at the man of the match, which was 25 up, 5 kills, and the win for Unlucky. Really solid game from them. They were one of those Campo Militar teams. They were actually kind of south of it, if you recall. They had to cross the road. So they were fighting Happy Squad from memory, and they were actually
Vega Esports. What's going to be the game plan here? Are they going to play this safe? Or are they going to try to bring in as many kill points as possible? Now, stats, well, do favor them.
Sync.
But it's not good. No,
oh, that's huge.
No.
That is so huge for Zanshin. I mean, just the 2 kill points alone, but it happens to be on Vega. And it closes the gap down to 6 points, and Vega go down to 2 players. That is so unfortunate for Vega. I did it in towards the city of Georgia Paul, depending on what phase 3 does as well. Even more suspect just gets spun out. That provides an opportunity for him to get shot at, and Tete and Empty connect. They've pushed down, so Vega know as the duo they can't just stay at that compound on the road. It's not going to remain in. They want to push down, try and take some space, be aggressive. I like the way that they're
to be ready for like, okay,
no,
teams are going to be there.
Georgia Paul ain't going to win you this game or get you amount of points. If you're better off trying to maybe go in. So if you look at where Zen Esports is on that map, that kind of hill pushing behind them maybe. Because if you go over that, then it's a bit of that open terrain between Zen and Armor, so that's not great either. So I think it seems like that's going to be their option, to push in behind Zen.
Alter Ego, they don't have much space to play with right now. And here comes Alcatera, dip, and those shots in. Almost getting a knock though, that was close.
Yeah, so this is Man coming back from the blue chip tower, and he's just going to demand, so back down to 3. Nothing's really changed for them, but they've gotten some more information. NRG just copped a huge mortar strike, and Turtle needs to heal up and then go get all of these revives. As Queen is now for Alter Ego. So for Shadow Esports, yes, they still got to close this gap. It's only the 4 points, but it seems as if it's going to be Alter Ego with back-to-back 0-point games as they have been eliminated. That's right. I do not stutter. Back-to-back 0-point games from Alter Ego after the way that they were looking tonight, where they had a 3rd place finish into a 1st place finish into a 1st place finish, and then just back-to-back donuts, and it's left the gate open for Shadow Esports, who only need the 5 points.
Yeah, and that's where they're starting to look for those 5 points here by pushing it on to Unlucky. Coming in for the back. Unlucky receiving heavy amount of artillery damage as well from the other side. Armor Esports here too.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow's going to be a little bit careful here because they are still technically behind, and they've just had a player get knocked down. 3 standing, and he's been eliminated as well. Setsuna, Jaxi, and Kamals need to pick up the kills, and they're starting to do just that. Lovely frag grenade from Kamals. Flashes thrown on towards Cherry. Suspect, if he dies, that's another one that goes away. Oh, Shadow Esports, they make quick work of Armor. 2, well, they're tied, but they're behind on the tiebreaker as it stands. But you would imagine, surely they'll get at least 1 more point here with 3 players still up. No one really near them besides Monk, but Monk are starting to transition a little bit more towards the west and away from Shadow. They're not pushing in towards Shadow Esport.
They just need to keep that discipline right now. The next team to be eliminated is going to be Alcatera. We're going to check on the other side right now. These teams are not in the circle. Zen Esports navigating around smoke, trying to find the remaining members of Oculus.
Shadow's 1. There's no one on Northeast. These teams are going to fight. You're going to get down to the last 8 teams. That'll give them the placement point. They will win this lobby this week. What a way to do it as well. as Monk continue to push over and sweep in for a third party onto Zen Esports and Augulus. Zen are just on the ropes here. Another bleed out. Nam Zhao is still up, looking for the revive onto Ken. Xuan in the background on the floor. Zanshin trying to get some points as well. Don't forget, we still got that battle for third, as Vega have still got that duo. It's a 3-point gap at the moment. Zanshin in a really good position on the western side of the circle, but here comes Game Start Win. Show gets knocked, eliminated. Augulus have been taken out. They'll finish 8th at minimum, but at maximum. They might be lower than that. GSW get absolutely wiped by Zanshin, and with that, down to the final 8 teams, 50 PMS points. So they only need the 3 more points to get above X-Men, or at least to tie and then potentially get above. So they've got something to fight for. Vega and Zanshin now tied, but Vega down to 2 players can only get so much more from this game. As Tentrip got knocked, Zamjiao out of able to get out of the blue, but he's pushing towards Zanshin. And eventually gets caught by Monk. Big kill point. Monk, 3 points away from the top 5.
Oof, getting closer and closer right now. Especially with the fact that Establishment Esports is our big opportunity for them. We're gonna get a circle update soon, but what matters right now is Vega. Vega is in the circle on towards the left side, and they're just next to Zanshin. This next circle might force Zanshin to come down, but the circle does not favor Vega as well.
Oh, Hansi, little opportunity. Unk drives on by. Lovely seat swap from Unk to get that headshot on to Hansi. Shadow Esport down to 2 players. They might not know it, but they've already won this week, and so they're probably sweating bullets unless they've been calculating nicely, which honestly at this point they probably have, because they would have seen that Alter Ego got nothing from this game and that they've got the 4 kills plus the placement points. So they should, provided they've been doing their math, know that they're in the top spot now. You just never know. Maybe you've done some calculations wrong. You play it out, you see what happens. As Monk in a very good position to potentially go on and even win this game. That circle benefited them on the phase 6 shift. They've been able to move around, scout out, get some good information. North side's clear. They can see a lot of those teams coming in potentially from the south side. Team Newbies haven't really moved a whole lot, so they've lost a bit of that circle pressure. And as things stand, a win for Monk would obviously guarantee them into the top 5, but they're 20 behind third. I don't think they're going to be able to go and achieve that goal.
Monk is currently shooting at Zanshin. If they can get a couple of them, they'll be doing Vega a favor. Yeah, there you go. Oh, but this is Monk trying to stop Shadow Esports from coming in. But then again, Monk still gets his one. It doesn't matter to Shadow Esports right now.
They actually won by a point. This is comical. They won by a single point. Alter Ego go back-to-back donuts for Shadow Esports to win it by 1 point. That is heartbreaking for Alter Ego, but goes to show you've got to still go get the work done. Shadow Esports picked up the 5 points this game. They were 4 points behind, and hey, that's enough. They'll get top spot. That's all that matters. Monk into the top 5 as well. That's going to see them pick up 50 PMS points. And Zanshin and Vega still battling for third. Vega holding on for dear life with their 2 remaining players just holding on the south side of this circle. What Vega really need right now is Monk to take a fight with Zanshin, but Zanshin are so spread out around the northwest. Monk pushed down closer towards Team Newbies, and so Monk actually now find themselves in a position where they could get pinched, but one from a long distance and one from up close. Oh, the Doritos just don't drop at a good time. One even landing on top of High Command. That's a horrible way to kickstart this fight if you're Monk. And then you did indeed get that pinch pressure from Zanshin. Knocked down with the Car 98 from Sly Fox. And that is going to see Monk go immediately down to 2 players. Super unfortunate timing. And it's not great either for Vega. If Zanshin can continue to pick up a couple more scraps here, Vega do still have the 2 players alive, but look at that circle. There's not much of a world in which Zanshin are going to lose a team fight from this distance.
Oh, it's a nice 2-2 split as well. Circle hard shifted towards the right side. And ATO coming in. They're forcing themselves through. Monk down to the last player.
Oh, Sly Fox steals it. And with that kill, has seen Zanshin now take the 3rd spot over Vega, down to the final 4 teams. Vega have done a really good job of just getting to the late game and just staying alive and staying unseen, but the bad news for them is Zanshin have done a really good job of picking up 9 kills and having the 4 players alive. They got control of the circle. They can push in towards team. If Vega are going to finish third, they're going to have to probably actually wipe out Zanshin. They're going to have to find the right time to get a third party. They need to get aggressive as a duo, which is so unfortunate. But they need to actually start going for some kills here because Zanshin have got 4 up. They make their move. Tete and Empty try to get closer in. Tete knocked down. That's big for Zanshin. They might turn their attention to just finish off Vega. They've finally found them. Big nade comes their way onto Tete. It's only Empty left. Dashes in towards the smoke. 10 HP, but cannot avoid the next frag grenade. Zanshin will lock in 3rd place. Vega will have to settle for 4th. And in the end, it's Team Newbies looking for yet another match 15 win.
And Team Newbies, they're in the circle right now, fighting against Zanshin. RZ gets gunned down. Team Newbies doing so far so good, but they also have 1 player currently injured at ATO. They're still circling around with the BDRM.
And that's for Slyfox to go back, grab that Panzerfaust, force Kia out of the vehicle, straight into the arms of Sync. Bowling spotted as well, back at the tree. Zanshin have, though, of course, lost RZ. But Team Newbies needed to go for a revive as well, but it's taken them some time for Translucent to get over towards Anarchy to get that res up. Finally been able to do it. That relieved the pressure as well slightly onto Zanshin, but they at least got the res. Did Team Newbies? Zanshin did not. 4v3. Team Newbies closed out week 1 with a win, which saw them get out of the bottom 2 and are trying to do it again here in week 2 to get out of the bottom 2.
Oh man, chicken dinner here for either team is just going to be a nice icing on top of the cake. Right now, ATO, 1 player left is going to be Bolang, and he's going to stay out of this fight. Though we still have phase number 8 though, and the circle is going to go towards the middle, and Zanshin is definitely going to get that one. But they're on the lower ground. Team Newbies has the high ground advantage.
Yeah, they do, but the position of the circle is going to favor Zanshin. They can sit back, play their balls. They know that eventually at some point, Team Newbies will have to push down. Bolang adds spanner in the works too. I think the best thing for Team Newbies is to just keep poking and prodding. If they can find an angle, try and get a knock. If you get that knock, you definitely want to then move and go for the 4v2. But such is the case here. I mean, Zanshin just don't need a peek. Like, this is a classic case of just don't peek. You've got center circle. Don't give Team Newbies any kind of chance. You want to force them to have to push into you. But if you step out of position and someone gets knocked, that opens up a really good pathway for Team Newbies. This will end up being a little standoff. I imagine this will even come down to phase 9 because Zanshin are playing this really well. They've obviously locked in 3rd. The only thing that could change right now is actually Team Newbies getting out of the bottom 2 for the 2nd week in a row in the last game. Oh, big headshot. Rips the helmet off. I still don't know. Like, Zanshin are not going to push on this. It's just a bit of a nuisance here for Newbies. You lose your helmet, go get the res. But yeah, Zanshin are not going to do anything with that.
And they don't really need to as well at this moment. And when it goes to phase number 9, they will have a big advantage as well because the blue will push Team Newbies forward, and that's where Zanshin will be ready for them.
Yeah, I mean, Bolang is going to be the surprise factor for both of these two teams, though. Team Newbies, I mean, do you even go vehicles at this point? I honestly think you just layer the smokes, throw whatever utility you've got, close the gap on foot if you can with the smokes. If you don't have the smokes, you might have to do the vehicles. But if you go vehicles, it's very easy for Zanshin to just spray those down. It's still a tiny gap, but it's enough of a gap where they'll get a good opportunity to shoot at these vehicles. This is where communication's very important as a team. 4 up, I'm sure there's probably 4 voices talking about what they want to do, how they want to do it, but you have to kind of come to one decision and everyone has to execute that decision. Obviously, as you can see, Unforgiven knows where Bolang is as well, the solo. So I don't know. I mean, Zanshin might know that Bolang's over there as well, and certainly by that smoke. So clearly both teams should be aware of the solo's position. Frag grenade does land at the feet of Slyfox. Another one goes well over, hits the vehicle, sends that one into the bowl and straight past it. As these smokes layer, though, clearly for Team Newbies, they're going to try and close the gap on foot. But Zanshin do need to keep an eye on Bolang. I actually kind of like the positioning of Newbies. They're kind of gone on this left side just so that Bolang, if he's going to get involved, he's more likely to maybe get involved against Zanshin And Translucent has been able to push up. That's a lovely nade from Snipeball. Now it's a 4v2. This is where you can start to get a little bit more aggressive here for Team Newbies, but they're holding their positions. Anarchy, Snipeball still close by to that blue. Here comes Bowling. He's got needs as well, throwing them in towards Zanshin, which might help Team Newbies get out of this bottom 2 possession. That one goes way too far. Sync trying to hold out towards the left side of the corner, but he's been almost Molotoved off. They know where he is. Snipeball trying to push. Flash will land. Sync will go down. Anarchy hits the headshot. You've still got Unforgiven at the top of the hill. He was waiting for Bowling to push out. Good patience from Unforgiven. Akasari, the last one up. 1 HP. Got the knock on the Translucent. He'll get the flush, but it's Team Newbies who will get the win for the 2nd week straight. Team Newbies close out the PUBG Master Series week with a chicken dinner. Esports by a single point.